like to ask you about Valdai spirit. Everybody is talking about Valdai spirit here. So, what do you think about that?
Actually, the think tanks, if they are well established, of course, they create their own tradition. And Valdai is now 13 years old. It will also, it has already developed a certain tradition, and it will also consolidate this tradition in the future. The tradition consists of creating a forum of free thinking and free exchange of views, non-binding. When it is Chatham House rules, so it cannot, the statements cannot be attributed to the persons who said it. This is an advantage because this is how the participants can explain, may make statements that is not binding for their country, but that may contribute to better understand the problems of the world. And the agenda is also very well selected. They are all of some of very general nature, such as world order, which is very general. That's to say, the future of the world is going to be bipolar between America and Russia. Yesterday in the morning, we saw that China is going to become more important in the longer run. Of course, by overtaking the American economy as the biggest economy in the world, it is not enough to be the biggest, more influential country in the world. You need a lot of other things. Britain, for instance, is not the biggest economy in the world since several decades, but it is still playing a very important role. It was playing within the European Union and worldwide. So we should not expect that China, as soon as it overtakes the American primacy in as the biggest economy in the world, we should not think that everything will be decided by China. It will take some time. China will establish itself and will begin to play more important roles in the world. So yesterday in the morning session we discussed this question, but also there was a good balance between the very general problems with many very specific problems.
What happened yesterday about we just talked about Syrian topic, Middle East topics?
Actually, I wanted to narrow down the subject of my presentation to the Turkey's policy in the northern Syria. That's say not Turkey's foreign policy in general, not Turkey's policy regarding the Middle East, which is a very wide area, not Turkey's policy towards Syria, but Turkey's policy towards north of Syria. Because the burning issue at present is the north of Syria. Actually, I even divided north of Syria into two parts. There's the Aleppo question and there is Manbij question. Manbij question is the following. The Kurds now, the PYD, the strongest Kurdish party in Syria, and its military branch, which is YPG, they have established 3 cantons in the north of Syria. In the easternmost part of the North Syria, they have Jazira canton in Haseke. Then they have Kobane canton next to it, but it is linked to it. It is, I mean, they are adjacent. And then there is Manbij vacuum, and to the west of the Manbij vacuum, north of Aleppo, there is Afrin canton of Kurds. Now the Kurds wants to link the two easternmost cantons, which that they call Rojava, which is composed of Haseke and Kobane canton, and the Afrin canton. If they link the two, then there will be a Kurdish belt which will lock Turkey's south and which will cut Turkey off from the Syria proper. This is very important for Turkey. Turkey wants to prevent this from happening. And when Turkey launched the Euphrates Shield military operation, it said that we are launching this operation in order to clear the south of Turkey or north of Syria from ISIS, Daesh, and also from other terrorist organizations.
What do you think about Turkish-Russian cooperation in the region? Last developments, it seems like Turkey is more cooperating with Russia in the region. What is the facts?
I think that Turkey and Russia have decided to come over the crisis which started with the downing of the Russian fighter jet in the Syrian airspace. So it will take some time to restore entirely, to come entirely to the pre-crisis era. It may take some time.
You're talking about incidents, right? What we have done.
Yes,
before.
I think that, but it is developing the right direction. That's to say, in the direction of improving. Each passing day, we are removing one of the obstacles. It will continue. In the past, Turkey and Russia, despite several divergences of views in between themselves, were able to compartmentalize their relations, the subject in their relations. Compartmentalization means, in my jargon, the following. If there is one subject where the two countries do not agree, they decided not to let this controversial issue affect negatively the other areas. For instance, if Turkey and Russia do not agree on the Crimean question, they should not let this question affect negatively the economic cooperation, construction of the Akkuyu nuclear dam, or the laying the pipeline, the Turkish stream pipeline, and the supply of gas, which is already at the level of 57 billion cubic meters per year, which is very high, and this corresponds roughly to 60% of Turkey's supply of gas. Turkey is reliant on Russia. This is a very high proportion, but this shows at the same time the confidence that two parties have in each other. Because the more you are economically interdependent, the more you think twice when you take a decision. Of course, Russia has more power, upper hand, because it is the supplier, but we should not be afraid of it, because if Russia does not cuts the supply of gas, they will be deprived of the income that will accrue from gas. So we should not be afraid of the increased, closer economic ties. Turkey and Russia are doing it. They have done it in the past. Now in Syria, there are areas where the two countries do not agree with each other. For instance, whether Bashar Assad should remain there or not. On this question, Turkey, at least until very recently, Turkey gave high priority to see Bashar Assad gone as soon as possible. But now, another subject, the question that I was talking about a few moments ago, the question of Kurds in the north of Syria, has become more important then the question
Assad.
of Bashar Assad go. Because whether Bashar Assad go, it will be determined most probably by the international community. Turkey will have very little to say. It cannot secure that to do away with Bashar Assad. So Turkey has to deal with the subjects that will affect its security more than the other things. And at present, we are at a juncture which is very important because the establishment, when I talked about two cantons, if this link is established between two Kurdish cantons, then it will lead to the disintegration of Syria. For this reason now, Turkey is insisting on the preservation of the territorial integrity of Syria. Syria, of course, would also like to preserve its own territorial integrity. So for the first time in the history of the crisis, Syrian crisis, Turkey's national interest and the national interest of the Syrian regime are overlapping. And Russia is also in favor of the preservation of the territorial integrity of Syria. So Russia is also there. And the other actors, Iran is also in favor of the preservation, territorial integrity of Syria. Iran has further reasons. One, since the beginning, it was always in favor of the unity of Syria. Secondly, if continuous belt, uninterrupted belt is established between two Kurdish cantons, then there will be a Kurdish belt starting all the way from Iran, going through
including Iraq, right?
Start in Iran, in the Iranian provinces inhabited by Kurds.
Yes.
Because Kurds are divided into four countries. So Iran, north of Iraq, north of Syria, and all the way to the Mediterranean. So Iran doesn't want this for two reasons. And the Kurds themselves say that they don't want, at least PYD, Salih Muslim, the leader of the PYD, says that they are not seeking an independent Kurdistan. They want to remain within the Syrian territory, but establish an administration which is multi-ethnic, multi-sectarian, multi-confessional, secular, and democratic, but within Syria. So Americans also are saying, at least verbally, in State Department says something, CIA says something else, etc. But in general, at least for the record, they say that they are in support of the territorial integrity. So almost all the main actors are in favor of the territorial integrity of Syria. So this is a golden opportunity because Turkey's national interest and the national interest of the Syrian regime overlap. Russia is there to help to work out this question. So I hope that sometimes, not in a very distant future, this could be materialized, and this may also constitute a way out, because if a cooperation could be carried out in this particular field, then it may spread, expand to other places.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.